Good afternoon and a huge warm welcome to our second Thompson & Morgan TV. I'm Lance Russell. I'm joined by Peter Freeman, who is our buyer, new product development manager. Peter scours the globes looking for new plants, always looking for the new, the exciting and very best plants to bring to market. Peter, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've been with Thompson & Morgan for 20 years now. I've worked in horticulture for over 40 years. And as Lance says, we just love going out, finding the very best, the very newest, and really just the best new plants we can find, as well as all of the favourites as well. So we've got a wonderful collection of stuff really to talk about this afternoon. We
have indeed. So for any new viewers that are joining us today, it's really easy to shop with us. So what you will see is a series of products coming up exclusive here to our YouTube channel. Down the bottom left-hand side of your screen, you will see a QR code. If you hold your mobile phone up to that QR code, on the camera app, it'll take you directly to our website and you will see all of the products that we'll be featuring in today's shows. Then just add the products to your basket that you want and it should automatically apply the offer code, which your offer code today is TMTV2. If it doesn't apply, just pop TMTV2 in the offer code box and that will bring down all of your prices. We've got an amazing lineup here for you today, and I've been inspired by gardening at the weekend, Peter, because the weather's been so glorious and everyone's just starting to get gardening now.
Yeah, I think everybody's got out there. I was certainly out there, and you know, things are just starting to come into bud. Things are just starting to grow as well, and spring is here.
Absolutely. So let's kick it off. We've got a really, really exciting offer to start the show today. Your product code is KB7556. It's our Patio fruit tree collection. You're getting 3 9cm plants down from $43.99 to just £24.99. Peter, tell us a little bit about this collection.
Right, so three 9cm plants. This is a 9cm fruit tree. It's a good size. You're going to get at least sort of 18 inches of tree there. And really what we have here is one of our best-selling fruit tree collections. You're going to get 3 of the favourite fruit plants. You're going to get apples. You're going to get pears, and you get cherries as well. All of these are dwarf growing as well, going to be ideal for pots. So if you've got limited space in your garden, these little dwarf fruit trees are going to do the job. They're going to grow to about 5 or 6 feet tall. And as I say, ideal for pots, but if you wanted to, absolutely ideal for putting out into the garden as well. And here we have some of the actual varieties we're actually looking at.
Ooh,
so to start with, this is Apple Golden Delicious, one of the supermarket's favourites here. But for this one here, you can actually grow your own plants at home. This here, Pear Conference as well, a lovely juicy pear, got firm texture, but one that you can use either cooking or eating. Ooh. And last of all, look at that there, that is Cherry Sylvia. What a wonderful cherry this is. These are so delicious, so juicy, and really, you know, I love taking cherries straight from the tree and eating them.
There is nothing better than growing your own homegrown tasty fruit, because if you go to the supermarkets you're often paying quite a bit of money for those punnets of fruit, whereas with these ones you could be growing your own in your very own garden. You haven't got to be going far out into the back garden, front garden, picking your own fruit. And this isn't just for this year, because these are perennial plants. These are going to come back year after year, aren't they?
Year after year, and really the crops will get better year after year as well. Really will. So I don't know, we'll have a quick look through the actual varieties again. So to start with, Apple Golden Delicious, firm favourite of everybody here in the UK, sold hugely in the supermarkets. It's a great one. It's a real dessert apple as well, and that'll be cropping sort of late September, October time. Over here we have Pear Conference. This, again, one that you can either use as an eater or a cooker. As I said earlier, it's really firm texture, this, but really sweet, juicy fruit on that as well. And then the third variety in this first collection, Cherry Sylvia. This is one of those wonderful, amazing eating cherries that is just so good, just straight off the tree.
And that has got to be one of my favourites. I absolutely love cherries. And with the cherries as well, you also get the cherry blossom in the springtime, so they're nice to look at. And then in the summertime, you get to pick your very own cherries from the tree. So this is a super tasty offer. It's already proving really popular. We do also have for you today a 5-pack option if you did want to go for that level up of 2 more fruit trees. And the code for that one is KB6209, down from £49.99 to just £34.99. So which extra varieties will we be getting in that collection, Pete?
So yeah, the extra varieties for this, you've got apple gala. Again, another firm favourite in the supermarkets. Again, it's one of those wonderful eating apples. It's going to be ripening in that same sort of September, October period, but a great one for storing here as well. So that's apple gala. That would be the 4th of the collection. And then the last variety is this one here, pear, plum.
We've got pears on the brain.
Plum black amber. And again, it's one of, look at the actual, it's one of these really sort of dark, bluey sort of grey plums. And it's a lovely variety. Again, ideal for eating. You can make jam with it as well, or you can stew it, all sorts of things. One of these great varieties. And there you actually see all 4 varieties together. These
They
are
look
upright.
incredible.
They're Columbia. They're upright growing. They're not going to take up much space. And as you can see, they're going to be absolutely ideal for putting into your pots or containers. But if you can plant them into the borders, ideal for putting into borders as well.
And I love that you touched on that, because you don't need a lot of space for growing these. If you only have a small patio or a little terrace or balcony, these will be absolutely ideal for that. Because if you think about it, fruit orchards can take a real amount of space in the garden, whereas with these ones, you're actually not needing a lot of space. You can grow these on containers, on the patio. And then for years to come, I mean, if you think about it, what you'd actually spend on fruit in the supermarkets, you're going to be getting bumper crops. Maybe not necessarily this year, but in years 2 and 3, you're going to get amazing crops coming from these plants year after year, no air miles. You're in control with what you're growing on them, so you know no nasty chemicals applied from them. You haven't been sitting in the supermarket for months on end whilst you can be going and picking them fresh as can be from your very own plants. Now, we're shortly going to be moving on to our next product, and this is one that I know me and Peter will get really excited about, because it's one of our best sellers here at Thompson & Morgan. Ever since we started selling plants, actually, it's our Begonia apricot shades. A lot of our gardeners will already be familiar with this variety, and it's an absolute classic. Peter, tell us why and what is so exciting about Begonia apricot shades.
Well, I think you said earlier, Lance, we've been actually selling these live plants here for nearly just over 30 years now, and apricot shades, Begonia apricot shades, has been the top seller virtually every single year since. It is one of the nation's favourite bedding plants. If you've got a hanging basket, it is a classic variety put into a hanging basket. I always plant a basket of these at home. I just love them. They're so easy to look after. They grow in the sun, they grow in the shade. If it's wet, they bounce back really quickly. If it's windy, they'll take the wind. It's one of those really easy plants and fast becoming one of the nation's favourite bedding plants.
It's certainly mine. I have it every year, outside the back door, either side, in pots. Everybody always comments on it when they came around. What are those? How do I get my begonias looking like that? Well, actually, you just need to be buying the apricot shades, and it's all you need in your pots. I mean, you can mix it in with other bits, but essentially, if you just have a pot of apricot shades, it will stand alone and make a real statement piece in your garden.
I think the real special thing about it as well is you get these wonderful sort of collection of colours. It's called apricot shades, but you get every shade from cream to yellow to apricot to golden. And you also get some wonderful sort of picotee type edges to them as well. So they're lovely and sort of light in the middle, but then on the outside of the actual flowers themselves, have that darker sort of almost sort of orangey red sort
fiery
of
orange, isn't it?
And just look at that. That's really some of the real sort of colours you're going to be getting there. Virtually all of the flowers are going to be really double like this. You'll get the occasional little single flower in there as well, but just look at some of those colours, those amazing colours that you.
So what will we be receiving once we get these home?
So right, what we're actually getting, we're getting 30 of these garden-ready plants is what you're going to be getting. So this pack here, this is a pack of 15 of them, and really these are amazing. These actually sort of 6 centimetre size plugs here. So that's the size you're actually going to be getting. These are going to come out to you at the ideal time as well, Lance. They're going to be coming out in sort of the, so I'm going to say, second, third week of May, something like that. The worst of those, so all the risk of frost will have gone by then, and these are ready for putting straight into your pots, into your baskets, or straight out into your actual beds or borders if you wanted to do that as well. So no growing on, plant them straight out, straight away.
And that's easy gardening, and that's exactly what we like to do here at Thompson & Morgan. We like to do the hard work for you, making it easy for when you get them home, you can plant them straight out. You haven't got any of the growing on to do. These are garden ready. Get them straight into the final positions. It's really easy to do, so all you're doing is planting up, water and feed regularly, and that will ensure that you get those beautiful blooms throughout the growing season.
The other thing to say is these are grown specially to order as well, so they're grown for that specific week. These will come out to you straight from the nursery, and they'll literally be in the post for 48 hours, 2 days, isn't it? So they're going to get to you really fresh. We've worked years and years to make sure we get the packaging right on all of this, the boxes that we send out to you. So these are going to get to you.
They haven't been sitting on a garden centre bench for months on end. These are fresh as can be, grown to order, dispatched to you. Again, these ones are proving really, really popular. So if you do want these ones, please do be quick. We're going to be moving on to another one of our best-selling collections here at Thompson & Morgan, which actually is a bumper garden collection. Now, for this one, Peter, you won't believe this. You're getting 72 plug plants of a wide variety, and I know this one's got a lot of our best sellers in it. They're coming out to the end of April, and the price today is down from £24.99 to just £19.99. Product code on that one is KB8840. And all you need to do, if anyone's just joining us, all you need to do is down the bottom left-hand side of the screen, you'll see a QR code. Open up your smartphone on the camera app, just hover it over there. It'll take you directly to our website link where you'll see all of the offers that are featuring throughout today's show. Alternatively, you can just go to the website, add the products to your basket, and then just remember to apply that offer code TMTV2. Alternatively, do give us a call. The number is down on the bottom left-hand side of the screen there too. So let's kick it off, Peter. Tell us what we're going to be getting in this collection.
So actually, we're going to be getting 12 different varieties, and you're going to be getting 6 of each actual plant as well. This is how the plants will actually arrive. They come in packaging here. They'll be able to go straight through your letterbox, and there we are, 12 wonderful varieties of plug bedding plants. So you're going to get all of the actual favourite varieties. You're going to be getting things like geraniums. You're going to be getting things like busy lizzies, petunias, begonias, verbena, all of those sort of type things. All of your sort of classic, sort of real sort of carpet bedding type bedding varieties, ideal for putting in carpet bedding or into your pots as well.
Absolutely, and we're getting a lot of them. So if you think about it, if you've got plenty of space or even lots of pots to fill, this is a great collection to get involved with. Let's run through some of the varieties, what we're going to be getting.
Great, okay, so really start off with a favourite, trailing lobelia here. This is lobelia Ultra Cascade, ideal for hanging baskets or cascading over the front of your pots. You've got Geranium Jackpot, our very best-selling zonal geranium, ideal for putting into your centre of your pots or putting out into your borders as well. You've got busy lizzies here. You've got this. Lizzies. I love busy lizzies as well. So easy to grow in sun or shade. They'll just carpet all over the place. And then we've got various other varieties. You've got your double petunias here, double orchid mix, wonderful double flowers there with ones like that there. You've got Begonia Lotto as well, one of the real wonderful begonia varieties. Again, this is a carpet bedding type variety, get up to about sort of 7-8 inches tall and spread out about sort of 15 or so. Then you've got Petunia Frenzy, another one of these wonderful varieties here. Again, lovely variety. 6 of these, you're going to get 6 of each of these varieties as well. Then you've got Begonia Organdy, again, top seller in all of the years we've been dispatching plants. 35 odd years, always been up there amongst them. Real reliable one. These will flower from June right the way through until the first of the frost. As will all of these.
Colour, isn't it?
You have got months of colour here. You've got Bacopa as well, a lovely variety here, again, for just trailing over the side of your basket or your pots. Bacopa Snowflake, that one there. Then you've got Nicotiana. I love Nicotiana. These will get up to,
lovely.
What are they, about 2 feet tall, maybe even more, 2.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
But an amazing array of colours there as well. Then we've got verbena, Again, all sorts
Lots
of
of
different
colour
colours
there.
here.
Yeah.
Again, an ideal one for sort of fairly low growing. It's going to get to 6-7 inches tall and spread out a good sort of foot or so. And then the last of them, I love gazanias. Always reminds me of lovely sort of sunny days here. These gazanias thrive in sun. The flowers are open in real sunny days. Look at the amazing sort of get there. 12 different varieties, six of each plant.
So vibrant. I mean, what's not to love about that collection? And you're getting 72 of those. And as Peter said, this packaging's been designed specifically to fit through your letterbox. So if you aren't at home when the delivery comes, then actually, what a nice surprise to turn up when you get home. It'll be there laying on the doormat, waiting for you, ready to get potted on. Now, with these, because these are going to be coming out to us by the end of April.
Right.
So end of April, they're coming out. What should we be doing once we do get these home? So they'll all be individually labelled. So you'll see in here, you've got a key, which will tell you all of the different varieties and which one is which. So then it'll help you label them up, know which one is which. 6 of each within the tray. Then what should we be doing from that point?
Really, I think as soon as you get them, really, is the best thing to do is if they need water, give them quick water, stand them upright in the tray there as well. But then after that, really get them potted on as quick as possible. And this really is for the more green-fingered gardeners amongst you, people who enjoy sort of growing on plants. I'd be putting these into a 9 centimetre pot, and literally it'd be one plug into each pot. And it literally is as simple as filling the pot up with compost and then just planting like so. And then literally this sort of time of year, it is really quick and easy, and you'll get a wonderful, well-rooted plant within sort of 3 or 4 weeks, and then ideal for putting straight out into the garden.
And so obviously coming out end of April, just do be a little bit careful if there is any frost still to happen, because sometimes they can go on into May. If there are some frost, just make sure you give them some protection, windowsill, greenhouse, porch, keep them inside during the frost, just until any of the risk of frost has passed. Once that's passed, you're fine to put them out. What I tend to do with mine is actually grow them on for a little bit, pop them outside during the day, and then bring them in on a night, just so that they start acclimatizing. We've had some lovely sunny weather. I hope you guys all have wherever you are. Also, please do get in touch with us through the chat function. Send us in your messages. We all want to hear from you. What products have you loved in the show? What do you like about the show? Please do use the chat function. Say hello to us. But yes, it's really easy. Once you do get these plants home, as Peter said, pop them on in your 9 centimetre pots. If you don't have any 9 centimetre pots, then what you can do is yogurt pot, just an empty yogurt pot, give it a rinse, pop some drainage holes in the bottom of there just so it can drain out, pop in your plug at the top, grow it on, few weeks, get them rooted round, and then they'll be ready to plant straight out in the garden. Now, we do have an upgrade of this collection for 144 plugs, which the product code for this one is KB9321, down from £36.99, saving £7 today at just £29.99. So this one will be the same varieties, Peter.
That's right, exactly the same varieties. We've just doubled up, so you're actually going to be getting 12 plants and 12 varieties, so 144 plants. That really is going to be enough to give you a wonderful display in your garden, or a wonderful display in pots as well. I'd say all of these are classic summer bedding plants as well. They are going to flower from, what are we going to say, end of June, mid-end of June, literally through until the end of the frost as well. It'll give you a wonderful display over the summer months and well into the autumn.
That is months of colour for your garden. I mean, if you're going to buy any collection to fill up your outdoor space and get ready, then this is the collection to go for. It'll give you months of colour all the way right through until the first of frost. And sometimes we don't get those first frosts until, November, December last year. So you can be growing in your garden up until those later months. What a great collection to kick us started on the show today. Now, we're going to be moving on to our next product, and this is a classic perennial collection. I'd say it's actually one of my favourite collections that there is to grow. Summer flowering perennial, you're getting a blue and a white. This is our Agapanthus blue and white collection. Your product code for the 6-pack is KF9515, which will get you 3 each of the white and 3 each of the blue. down from £17.99 to an exclusive offer today for just £9.99. Peter, tell us a little, because I know you like these ones as well.
I love Agapanthus.
Tell us a bit about Agapanthus.
I just love Agapanthus. This common name for this is the African lily. It thrives on sunshine. They thrive on neglect, and it's one of these plants. Really, you can sort of plant out and leave them for sort of weeks and weeks. They're going to look after themselves. You don't even have to water them actually going. And you're actually going to be getting 6 bare-rooted plants. So this is the sort of size of the plant you're actually going to be getting. So 6 bare-root plants. So you're going to be getting 3 of the white and 3 of the blue. So the white variety is one called Polar Ice, and the blue variety is one called Queen of the Ocean. And you really are going to get these amazing flowers. Just look at some of the flowers you can actually get here.
Incredible.
They're wonderful big balls. You know, the actual flowers, the actual flower ball at the top is going to be a good sort of 8 inches across. And it's going to be made up of sort of 20 to 30 of these tiny little individual flowers. I just love them. Bees love them as well. It always reminds me of summer holidays as well.
Yeah.
Somewhere where it's warm, south coast of England, down on the...
That's it. Classic south coast plant, isn't it?
Or even down into the Mediterranean. They love warmth. You've got to have them in the summer. I think best in pots as well. As we say, if you put them into a pot, they're going to flower so much better. They love their roots being restricted. Having their roots restricted makes them flower more as well. They're really ideal for pots.
Yeah. What I do with mine actually is I have them planted in a pot, and what I do is if I want that in the ground, then I just drop the pot actually in its pot to keep the roots nice and restricted into the soil, and then it'll keep the roots nice and restricted. When you do get these home, as Peter said, they really like the restrictions. So what I'd recommend is a smaller pot to get them going. And the roots will literally wrap around. You'll see these big white root systems. They'll wrap around the pot, and that will encourage more flowers. And as you said, they thrive on neglect. From South Africa?
South Africa, all of these sort of originate from South Africa. A lot of new breeding's been done in South Africa as well. But these 2 here, lovely varieties, 2 trusted varieties, which have been about for a good long time. Really, will give you wonderful, wonderful flowers.
So that's for the 6-pack option, but we also do have a 12-pack option for you, which is product code KF9516 for a price of today of just £14.99. Now with this one, instead of getting 3 of each, you'll actually get 6 of each. So 6 blue, 6 white. Are we likely to get flowers this year with these ones?
I think you might get the odd flower with this. I think it really is going to be the second year. The second year is when they really are going to come into their own. These are hardy perennials, so that you can keep them year after year after year. I suppose the other thing we haven't really mentioned, Lance, is actually when the flower heads die off at the end of the year, they have that wonderful sort of structural effect in the garden as well. The flower heads will die out, and you'll have this wonderful sort of dried flower arrangement sort of sticking out of the ground, sort of 2 to 2.5 feet tall. And it really adds extra structure to it.
It's lots of it just has that architectural impact, doesn't it, to the garden over the winter months. I always leave my stems on over the winter months. And actually, just another point, a lot of people use these for cut flowers. So you see Agapanthus in lots of bouquets, but they tend to be quite pricey. So for you to be able to grow your own at home, you can then be cutting them, bringing them indoors and just enjoying them in your bouquets. So we're going to be moving on again to our next product, which is, I say it's actually one of my favourite plants out in the garden. This is our Dahlia Patio Choice Mix, product code 78514. You'll be getting 10 tubers. These will be coming out to you within 14 days. And our offer price today is just £9.99. And with this collection, Pete, we're getting a complete rainbow of colours. So we're getting all of the pinks, the oranges. It's a complete blend of colours. I mean, just look at that. I mean, look at those displays that you could, and look at the bees. They're all over it. The bees are absolutely loving this, and you'll be loving it as well, because no matter what, every year I have to have dahlias in my garden, flower into that late summer period when not much else is flowering. The dahlias will keep on going well into the autumn months.
That's right. Wonderful collection of colours here, and as we say, you're going to be getting 10 of these bare root tubers here. So this is actually how the plants will arrive. 10 actual tubers like this, and as Lance says, the colours you get on these dahlias is absolute. These are dwarf as well. They're compact ones. They're going to grow up to about sort of 18 inches tall. So again, ideal for putting into your tubs and containers. But again, if you want that splash of colour out in the borders as well, absolutely fine for that as well. We saw the bees on there earlier as well. These are
Absolutely
wonderful pollinators. You know, bees and butterflies are really going to be attracted to this. So if you want to get some wildlife into the garden, it's an amazing collection.
Doing it.
Great way of doing it.
And for anybody that's never seen a tuber before, obviously once we get these home, is there any tips what we should be doing? Should we be soaking them? What should we be doing once we do get these home?
Yeah, I think with any sort of bare root or tuber like this, I always like to give it a good soak. After they've been in the post for a couple of days, they could have just dried out a wee bit. So really, just give them a good soak, and then I'd be potting these on into little pots, or putting
1 litres.
I think sort of 1 litre. Yeah, that's right, 1 litre. Something that's about sort of, I don't know, sort of 8 to 10 inches across, something like that. Keep them in a nice warm position to start with. Again, it's one of these plants here that, doesn't like those sort of late frosts. And if a late frost does catch them, it will just sort of take the foliage off. So just be careful where you're actually putting them, but really pot them up into a nice pot. And really, these are going to get going very, very quickly. These you are guaranteed to get flowers in the masses of.
So again, really easy. And actually, what you're seeing here, the Dahlia tuber, if you are really clever, what you can do is keep these year after year. So end of the season, once these finish flowering, don't let the frost hit them, but just lift them. So lift the whole tuber, lift the plant, allow them to dry out, chop off the foliage at the top and store the tuber, sawdust or sand over the winter months, just to dry them out a little bit. Keep them in a cool, dry place. And then actually next year, what you can do is you can replant the tubers and they'll come back year after year. And the tuber gets bigger, swells up, doesn't it?
That's right, it gets bigger and bigger each year. And yeah, the plants will get bigger. They'll get more bushy each year. The other thing to say about overwintering is put in a dark area as well. So a shed or a garage is going to be absolutely ideal. Cool, dark, and that'll really keep these tubers in at their best. And then plant them out in sort of end of April, May time the following year. And as we say, plants will double in size from masses.
Which actually isn't that long. I mean, April's just round the corner. These are coming out to you within 14 days, so you can get them planted up pretty much straight away once they're coming out. And then within weeks, I'd say, they'll probably be flowering. It's not going to be long, isn't it, until we're starting to see flowers from these.
That's right. With these sort of things here, all the goodness is actually already in the roots there. So really, it's a bit like some of the other bulbs we talk about. We always say the flower's actually in the bulb or in the corm already. So these plants will be guaranteed to flower and guaranteed to give you a good amount of flowers this year as well.
Okay, quick reminder of the product code there then. That's 78514 for your Dahlia Patio Choice Mix. Just £9.99 today. If you are just joining us, down the bottom left-hand side of the screen, you'll see the QR code. Hold it up, it'll take you directly to our website. The offer code of TMTV2, which is just for today, should automatically apply at the basket. If it doesn't, just add in that offer code and that will bring down all of the prices to these really special prices that you're seeing here today. Peter, I'm absolutely loving these shows. The fact that we can bring people live from the nursery here at Thompson & Morgan, giving you guys exclusive access to the deals that you won't see anywhere else. You'll only be seeing on the YouTube offers. And we can tell you all about the products, what to do with them when you get them home. It's a really, really exciting show. We're going to be moving on again to our next product, and it's one that we have already featured a little bit earlier on. And the product code, so it's the Begonia apricot shades that we're going to be moving on to, which we saw in the garden ready. But for any of you green-fingered gardeners out there that, like to do the growing on and you like to get more plugs to grow on, then actually you might want to go for this option, which is our 24 plugs, KB7674. And we're bringing this to you today for just £8.99 for 24 plugs. We'll start with the 24 plugs, but I've got coming up after this 72 plugs of this if you did want to go for that big bumper collection. You love your apricot shades too much. If you're like me, I absolutely love them. Can't get enough of them. I'm planting them everywhere. I'm telling everybody about them. Apricot shades are the plant. So, Peter, let's talk about what you're getting first and show everyone what they'll be receiving once you do get them home.
Right, so this is what you're actually getting. You're getting 24 plug plants like this. So in a strip like this, there's actually 6 little mini plugs in here. This is the cheapest and most cost-effective way of actually buying plugs like this. And I say, if you are green-fingered and do, enjoy growing things on, what a wonderful way of getting plants really cheap and growing them on yourself. So you're actually going to be getting them, again, this actual packaging here, ideal for going straight through your letterbox. So if you are away, this will land on your doorstep and, no trouble, that'll come straight to you. But as we said before, apricot shades, one of the country's favourite bedding plants. And just look at this here. This is the sort of effect you're actually going to be getting here in your hanging basket.
I absolutely love it.
It is the classic hanging basket plant, isn't it? It'll trail over about 12 to 18 inches over the side of the basket, and you're going to getting this amazing sort of combination of colours. Anything from cream to yellow to peach to apricot, and even looking at some of those photos there and the film there, look.
Absolutely incredible.
I just love them. The vast majority of the flowers will be this wonderful big double flower like we're seeing at the moment. You'll get a few little single flowers like that we're looking at the moment. But the combination of those colours is absolutely stunning.
I absolutely love it. And I've just noticed on the end there, we've got the improved on there. So when we say improved, every single year we're looking at this mix of colours that we get in there. We're seeing what types are in there, and we're looking how we can improve that blend and making what you're seeing here better and better and better, because this has been our best seller ever since we started selling plants, and it still is to this day. I can see why. Our customers love it. I love it. Peter loves it. What is not to love? Really easy with your plug plants once you do get them home. So with this offer, you are getting 24 plugs, but we do also have a 72 pack option, which is KB 7676. If you add that to your basket, you will get it for that offer price today of just £19.99. The TMTV2 code should already apply at basket. If it doesn't, just add that in there and that'll bring your price down to just £19.99, saving you £7 today. So incredible saving.
The amount of baskets or tubs you could do with 72 plants is amazing. If you're thinking you could get 5 or 6 plants per basket like that, you're going to have at least 12, probably more baskets or tubs that you could actually fill up totally, or help you give them to friends, give them to relatives. So really, 72 plants of this, one of the nation's favourite hanging basket plants, is a wonderful offer. It really is.
I mean, you just look at it there in the hanging basket. I mean, it's just, you don't need, that's what I was saying earlier, you don't need anything else in your hanging baskets. You just need your apricot shades. They'll fill up your baskets. They'll trail down lovely. They'll create those amazing displays. You can maybe be entering them into the competitions. I know a lot of villages do like the Britain in Bloom competition. So you could be entering them in that. And I would say with these ones, you've got a pretty high chance of winning. So please do give them a go. You won't be let down by apricot shades. It's one of our best sellers. Still is, and we absolutely love it here in Thompson and Morgan.
And so easy to grow as well. That's the other thing. So easy to grow. That's why it's becoming one of the nation's favourite plants. Sun or shine, rain or wind. Really, it really takes everything that the UK conditions throw at it. It's a stunning plant. It really is.
Yeah. So we'll just do a little demonstration. Obviously, you'll get your trays once you do get them home. Just pop them on once you do get them on. Dib a tiny little hole in the centre there like that. Pop in your plug plant and then just firm it around. And then what you're going to do is just water that in well once it's planted. Grow it on windowsill, greenhouse, porch. Just give it a little bit of protection. Even if you have them outside during the days, if it is warmer, above freezing, then bring them in on the night if we're due a frost. If not, you can just leave them outdoors, grow them on, acclimatise them. They'll get the roots around in the pot. And then come summertime, once the roots are ready to get planted straight out in the garden. And these are going to start flowering, coming out end of May. So by June,
by the sort of mid-late June, you'll be seeing flowers on these. And again, as we say, it'll flower right the way through into the frosts. Begonias are wonderful things for just giving you flower after flower after flower, continuously from June right the way through into the frosts.
Months of colour. And this is going to give you so much enjoyment in the garden. So please, if you do grow them, please do send us in your pictures. Show us what you've been growing. Show us your baskets of apricot shades, your pots. We really like to see all your pictures here at Thompson Morgan, so please do send them in. Now, we're going to be moving on again to something that's super sweetly scented in the garden. And I always grow these plants every single year. They never let me down. You're getting 24 bulbs of our Lily Giant Oriental collection. Code for you today is KF0564. And we're bringing you this to you today for just £14.99, saving of £5 down from £19.99. So if you add these to your basket, the offer code should automatically apply. If not, just apply that TMTV2. You can head to the website or you can give us a call. Details down the bottom left-hand side of the screen. Peter, tell us a little bit about these lilies.
I love these oriental lilies. If you want scent in the garden, this is one of the best things to have. And again, ideal for putting into tubs and containers. I have them in the back on my sort of patios. Whilst they're actually growing, I sort of have them at the back of the border, back of the patio, and then as soon as they come out into flower, move them forward. And the scent on some of these,
it's incredible.
It's just absolutely amazing. And you're getting what, 24 bulbs?
Yes, wow. 24 bulbs for just £14.99. That is absolutely incredible. And you can see these are actually already starting to shoot a little bit. At Thompson & Morgan, we guarantee first year flowering. So really easy with bulbs. Once you do get them home, just 3 times the depth of the bulb. Really simple. Get them into the final positions. As you said, borders, pots, containers. These will be absolutely ideal for that. They'll give you that height in the garden and you'll be having flowers this season.
And the other thing is, these are giant flowers as well. This is the giant oriental collection. So, the flowers, they're going to be anything up to sort of 8-10 inches across. They really are. Wonderful scent to them. The perfume of them. It's one of those actual plants that you'll actually smell way before you actually see them. It really is. Stunning fragrance to it. And if you want to cut them, take them inside, use them as a cut flower. They're going to last for a lovely long time inside as a cut flower as well.
I know as soon as I walk out into the back garden, it's the first thing I can smell. When the lilies are in flower, you can just get that waft of lily fragrance and it literally hits you straight away. It's so nice in those summer evenings, which are not long away. We'll soon be sitting out in our gardens in the summer months, enjoying our barbecues, just sitting out there, relaxing, and you'll have those lovely lilies in full bloom, giving you that instant fragrance. These are going to come back year after year as well. So this isn't just 1 year that you're going to have these displays in your garden of that explosion of colour, because it's like tropical explosion colour. These are going to come back year after year.
And the sort of the colours you're going to get are absolutely amazing as well. You're going to be getting anything from these sort of pale pinks right the way through. Look at some of those lovely sort of spotted sort of petals there as well, through to the light pinks as well, through to the whites. So there's going to be all sorts of colour. It's going to be an amazing collection. These are all giant oriental lilies. They have this amazing fragrance. The height is going to be sort of 3-4, perhaps even slightly higher than that, 3-4 foot tall, and really in a pot where you can move it about as they come out into their full colour, into their full glory. It's an amazing pot and container plant.
I absolutely love them, and I'd encourage you, if you haven't got them in your basket already, to be quick with these ones. They always prove super popular, the lilies. We sell hundreds, if not thousands of them every year because everybody loves them. They come back for them year after year because they just create those really, really impressive displays out in the garden. 24 bulbs, £14.99. And your product code again is KF0564. Now, we're going to be moving on again to one. Again, we've got loads of bestsellers in the hour. It's one of our best-selling geraniums here at Thompson & Morgan. It's those really rich, vibrant blooms, and it's our Geranium Best Red. And the product code for you today is KB7654. You're going to be getting 36 plug plants, down from £14.99 to just £12.99. Offer code is TMTV2. If you hover up your smartphone to the bottom left-hand side of the screen, you'll see the QR code, take you directly to the website, and then you can add the products that you want that you've seen featured throughout the hour, add them all into your basket. The offer code TMTV2 should automatically apply the discount. If not, just add that offer code in there, and that's as easy as it is. We're giving you the exclusive discount of everything that's featuring throughout the hour. So, Peter, tell us a little bit about Geranium Best Red.
Geranium Best Red, our best-selling single colour geranium, and it really is what the name suggests. It is the best red of all of the zonal geraniums. It really is. Just look at some of the actual colours you're going to get here. So this is a bush geranium, or what we call a zonal geranium. It's going to be an upright growing variety. The foliage is going to get to about 1 foot tall, and then the actual flowers are going to sit about sort of 6 inches above that. And you will get a succession of these amazing, vivid, vibrant red flowers. You really are. You're getting 36 plugs. This is sort of 6 plugs in one of the strips here. So you're going to get 36 of these plants. Again, ideal for putting into your pots or containers, but this also is a carpet bedding type of bedding plant as well. So again, ideal for putting into your borders, getting a splash of colour.
A bed of those, like filled with all red geraniums. I mean, that will just create an amazing impact in your garden. It's like the apricot shades we were talking about earlier. You almost just don't need anything else. Just a full bed of Geranium Best Red, and they give you those vibrant blooms. I grow these every year in my garden, and I always find with red, it draws your eye in. It's one of the first things that you look at when you come into my garden is these bright red geraniums. And the blooms on top, I mean, it's cluster after cluster of flower, loads of different clusters on the top of the flowers. So you're going to be receiving these plug plants once you do get them home. Again, they'll be in the format where they can fit through your letterbox. So if you aren't home when the delivery comes, they'll be there waiting. Once you get home, nice surprise to walk into. Once we do get these home, any beginner gardeners, give us some tips, Peter, what we should be doing.
So I think they'll come flat packed. So the first thing to do is stand them upright so they actually start growing towards the light. Give them a good water as well if they actually need it. But then really as soon as you can after that, try and pot them on. As we said previously, the best sort of size is to put them into a sort of an 8-inch or a 9-inch type pot here, or a sort of yogurt pot sort of type size pot as well.
Just prick some drainage holes in the bottom if you are using yogurt pots. Otherwise, they will sit sodden in the bottom.
And really keep them out of frost, so keep them protected until sort of the second week of May. Acclimatise them, as you say. Put them outside during the day. If there is frost at night, make sure you're actually protecting them. Bring them in, or have them in a greenhouse, something like that. But really, these zonal geraniums, absolutely ideal carpet bedding type plant, or ideal for your pots as well. It's one of those plants as well that really does thrive. You can leave for quite a few days without watering. These thrive.
Good drought tolerance.
They're very good drought tolerance. They really are. So amazing plant. And it's actually one that if you did want to, you can keep them from year to year as well. Given winter warmth, you can keep these plants from year to year.
You see a lot of people doing that, actually, growing them on in the windowsill inside or in the porch, just give them a little bit of protection. Enjoy them as houseplants over the winter months, and then actually once the summertime comes around, all the risk of frost have passed, just pop them back outside, and then they'll rebloom again next year. Probably just give them a little trim back, and then that'll encourage the new growth to come out. And then you'll be having the scarlet, if you are that green-fingered and you do that every single year, you're having those scarlet red blooms every single year.
And really, all you have to do is look at the actual plugs here. This little plug here, I've just pulled it out of the actual strip here. Wonderful amount of white root on there. That's what you want to be looking for. White root actually on the actual plugs here. That's a sign of a wonderful, healthy plant that really is going to romp away as soon as you get them. Plant them up as soon as possible, and within weeks you'll have flowers, wonderful flowers, exactly like you're seeing here.
And they always remind me of the summer holidays geraniums. You go away, Italy, Spain, you often see them just cascading out of window boxes, and it just gives you that instant summer feel once you see the geraniums in flower. Summer's here, you get those vibrant red blooms.
Summer holidays, the feel-good factor.
Absolutely. Roll on summer holidays. So that was the 36-pack option, but we also, if you do want to upgrade, we do have a 72-pack option, which is product code KB7655, which will give you 72 plug plants down from £19.99, saving you £3 today at just £16.99. Really easy to shop with us. You'll see the QR code down the bottom left-hand side of the screen. Use that or give us a call. Just quote your offer code TMTV2, and that'll ensure that everything that you've seen in the show here today you'll get those exclusive discounts on, and that will make sure that you get those vibrant red blooms in your garden.
Just like you're seeing now, and that's a typical sort of carpet bedding type sort of look, where they just really, as you say, just carpet the actual borders. Wonderful, vibrant red flowers. Just look at them, vivid red. Amazing colours, and the amount these will just carry on flowering, as we say, from the end of June right the way through up until the first of the. A wonderful classic British bedding plant, it really is.
That's what we like. Months of colour, great for your pots, containers, hanging baskets, beds, borders, and they will. I always find geraniums are a fail-safe plant. They don't let you down. You do go off on your summer holidays, you forget to water them, you come back and they still tend to be flowering. Right, we're going to be moving on again to our next product, which is our fuchsia giant flowered collection. And that is KB8416, giving you 20 postie plugs. Peter will tell us a little bit about the postie plugs in a minute. And these are down from £19.99 to just £16.99. Coming out by the end of April, you'll be getting a collection of different varieties, and we'll run you through some of all the varieties that you're seeing on the display there. Lots of different colours. You're getting the paler pinks, the darker purples. It's an incredible mix of colours. You'll be getting 4 of each of 5 varieties. And what we're seeing, I mean, they just remind me of ballerinas, Pete. You see the big pom-poms that are coming out and fluffy edges. There are fuchsias absolutely fascinate me. So tell us a little bit about this collection, Peter. What we're going to be getting, what we're seeing on the screen. Tell us what we're going to be getting.
So really, you're going to be getting 20 of these actual plants here. There's 5 different varieties, so you're going to be getting 4 of each variety. These are your classic giant trailing fuchsias. We said earlier that I always plant up 2 hanging baskets. One of those Begonia apricot shades, I just love them. The other one are these giant fuchsias. These are giant trailing fuchsias, and they really will. They'll trail over the edge of your basket here by about 18 inches, and really just look at some of the varieties you can actually have here. So we have to work through some of these. So there's 5 varieties. Deep purple, amazing variety here. Wonderful sort of deep purple sort of middle, and then that sort of white skirt to it. You've got swing time. That really is a classic variety. You've got the sort of that lovely pure white in the middle, and then the red sort of outer petals. Then you've got Holly's Beauty in the middle here. That wonderful sort of lilac colour again, with the sort of the pinky sort of outside flowers to it. And then Peachy over here. Peachy is lovely. Again, you've got that white sort of outside petal and the sort of the red middles. And then really Voodoo. I love Voodoo. It's that mixture of that real vivid red and the real dark purple as well. All of these are giant fuchsias as well. When the actual flowers sort of first open, they can virtually be the size of your hand. They really are that big. First flowers are always the biggest ones. Yeah. They tend to get a bit sort of smaller sort of after the first sort of flush of flowers, but you're still going to have giant flowers. And the really, the whole bush is going to be dripping with wonderful, wonderful flowers.
I always see them in hanging baskets, and you almost can't see the foliage for the amount of flower that just covers them because the blooms are that. How big would you say the blooms actually are? Probably about 10 to 20 centimetres?
I think most of the sort of blooms across is going to be more like, probably just over 10 centimetres. Maybe even bigger than that, as you say. The first flush, then after that, they tend to get that little bit smaller. But again, it's just the pure volume of flowers after that. It really just makes everything look so spectacular. And this is the size of the plug you're actually going to be getting here. This is what we call a pinch plug. So actually, these are going to be branching. You can see these are branching already. They're going to be coming in our standard packaging again that you can put straight through the letterbox. So it's going to be nice and secure. If you're away, these plants will just land on the letterbox. 20 of them there as well. 20 plants is going to do at least 4 big hanging baskets as
Lovely.
Well. So you're going to have a wonderful display of plants.
So once we do get these home, any tips for what we should be doing once we get them home?
Again,
Stand them up, wash them straight away.
That's right. That's what I always do to start with. I leave them in the trays, I stand them upright, and then I just pour a little bit of water into the actual trays here. The plants will take up the water, take up whatever water they want then, and then really afterwards, really just get these planted actually into your sort of 9 centimetre type pots, again, exactly the right sort of size. Get them growing on that. And, you know, with these ones here, Lance, you know, they probably need to be growing on for about 3 or 4 weeks before then putting them into your baskets, into your containers, or wherever you want to put them.
And what I love about these is it's so fresh. You know, these haven't been sitting around on the garden centre benches for months on end. Packaging, which always fascinates me, designed to go straight through your letterbox so that they're there waiting for when you get home. You can get busy, you can get potting up straight away, and then growing on some of our favourite varieties. And you know, you might go to the garden centres, you might see the little dainty fuchsias that we're traditionally used to, but not necessarily the giant fuchsias. And that's the best thing about Thompson & Morgan, is we're always looking for those new, those exciting varieties, something that we already all know, just with that little bit of a twist, little bit different, and something really exciting, which Fuchsia Giant Collection, it's definitely got to be up there with one of them.
That's right. I'd say it's one of the best hanging basket plants. It really is. If you want a ball of colour, and a ball of colour that's going to trail over at least 18 inches, really these giant fuchsias, exactly the right things to be using there. They thrive in sunshine. They'll take a bit of sort of semi-shade as well if you want to do it semi-shade, but really ideal plant for hanging baskets. And with this collection of 20, you're going to have room for at least 4 big hanging baskets.
So, quick reminder of the product code KB8416, which is just £16.99, saving you £3. I mean, that £19.99 is already a really, really good price, but to get an extra £3 off it is absolutely incredible. It's these exclusive discounts that we're bringing you here today. So we shall be moving on again, but we're not going to be moving on to a plant this time. We're going to be moving on to something that we all need for growing on our plants in. It's our very own brand, Incredicompost, which is what we use in the nursery to grow on all our plants. It's what all of the professionals are using. I wouldn't use any other compost. It's an award-winning compost. It's picking up awards across the industry. And we're bringing it to you today for a really, really special price, down from £26.99 to just £19.99. And what you're seeing here is all of the footage of us actually using it in the nursery. Peter, tell us a little bit, because I know you use Incredicompost as well. Tell us a little bit about Incredicompost.
I love the Incredicompost. I swear by it at home. Everything I grow at home is actually in the Incredicompost here. And actually everything that we grow for the Chelsea Flower Show as well, and we grow a lot of plants for Chelsea, is all grown with this wonderful Incredicompost. And it's used on the nursery as well. So really, what's special about a compost? What you actually need with the compost, it needs to be light, it needs to be airy, it needs to let air into the actual structure, but then also it needs to hold water, but also let water drain out as well. So really, you want a nice open compost. And I always say with plants here, you know, invest in the actual compost here. If you want a good plant, have a good compost.
Yeah.
Good compost means a good roots, it means a good healthy structure to your plant, which means healthy foliage, and it means lots and lots of flowers. So don't skint on compost.
Absolutely not. I always think there's no point growing plants unless you're going to use a good quality compost, because if you get your plants off to a bad start, then they're going to deliver bad results throughout the growing season. So it doesn't make sense. You need to start with the good tools to make sure that you get the good results. So we're going to be giving you a 70-litre bag of compost delivered directly to your door. You haven't got to be going to the garden centre lugging this back with you. This is delivered directly to your door, but we're also giving you 210 grams sachet of our Incredibloom fertiliser. What's so great about the Incredibloom, Peter?
This is a slow-release fertiliser. This will feed your bedding plants for their entire life. So it'll feed the plants over a 6-month period. It releases fertiliser slowly. As soon as it gets warm and it gets damp, the actual sort of fertiliser pellets break down. It releases the fertiliser, the nutrients, and all that sort of thing to the actual plants, and then start feeding on the food here. And really proven in tests this will give you up to 400% more flowers as well.
Wow.
And this is the sort of effect you can get, one without the Incredibloom and a basket here with the Incredibloom. It really is. It's amazing stuff. Again, I use it for all of the pots I use, a pot up at home. I also use it in all the Chelsea stuff we do as well. It just feeds them. It continues feeding them. It really does.
And I always think, what's the point in using a bad compost? You know, this is light, it's airy, it's fluffy, it's really easy to work with. Slow release fertilizer is easy to use as well. 3 grams per litre of compost. Right. It's about half a teaspoon. Just literally sprinkle it in there when you're planting, and that will ensure that you get those best results. I mean, the comparison images that we were seeing a little bit earlier, even the pictures without the Incredibloom look good. So if you're to add that Incredibloom, I mean, you're going to be having up to 4 times more flowers. It's absolutely crazy. So make sure you get your plants off to the very best start. As I said, this is used across the industry. It's picking up lots of awards across the industry. See here, us using it in the nursery, really easy to work with. It ensures that we get those white fibrous root systems, perfect for growing on your plants. Actually, this is a good question, Peter. Can you grow on your seeds from this in this compost? Would that be okay?
That would work as well. It's a very good seed compost as well. It has that lovely open, airy texture, and it really is a top quality compost. It really is. The other thing that's worth saying is that we're selling a huge amount of this compost. We are getting regular deliveries.
I
know.
It's
just look at that,
incredible.
and there again. But we're getting regular deliveries of this in, so it's not sitting on a pallet, getting wet and getting really sort of soggy. This is coming in fresh every week to us, these composts. So you're getting the freshest possible compost you can get. This is top quality compost, and it's award-winning compost as well.
Fresh as can be. And as you see there, that's us using it on the nursery. All of the plug plants are growing away in it. We're using it to pot on all of the plug plants. Now, we've actually asked you to get in touch, and I know we've had a message in from Dottie Green, Peter. Hi to Dottie. She wants to know, watching from the beginning, which variety is the Patio cherry tree?
The Patio cherry tree was one called Sylvia. I'm glad you read out that, because I can't read. I can't read.
I was having to squint my eyes to see the screen.
I can't read it. But yeah, cherry. That's the one called Cherry Sylvia. It's one of those wonderful eating cherries. Wonderful dark red, luscious-looking fruits as well, and so juicy. They really are. Wonderful eating cherry. It really is. Yep.
I absolutely love cherries. So thanks for getting in touch, Dottie. If anybody else is out there, if you've got any other questions for me, for Peter, send them in. We'll be happy to answer them. We really do hope you enjoy growing the cherries. Dottie, please do send us in a picture as well once you have got them growing. Now, we're going to be moving on again. This show is absolutely flying by. We've had some corkers of offers. Lots of different variety. We're bringing you the tools to grow on your plants. We're bringing you the plug plants. We're bringing you the garden-ready plants. We're bringing you perennials. We've now got coming up our perfect perennial collection. So we're seeing lots of bedding plants throughout the hour. We're going to have the perfect perennial collection coming up. 72 plug plants, code KF5249, down from £24.99 to just £19.99. If you are just joining us, really easy to shop with us. Just use the offer code TMTV2, add the products to your basket. We have got a QR code down the bottom left-hand side of the screen. Just hover up your smartphone to that. It'll take you directly to the website. Add all the products you want to the basket. You can add multiple products to your basket as well at the same time. You don't just have to go with one. You can add multiple and make sure that you get those exclusive discounts. So tell us what we're going to be getting in this collection, Peter.
This is an amazing collection of cottage garden perennials. It's cottage garden favourites as well. It really is. You're going to be getting 12 different varieties, 6 of each plant, so you're getting 72 plug plants.
Wow.
All of these, as I say, are classic cottage garden, hardy perennials that are going to come back year after year after year. So 12 actual varieties. Should we just have a quick look through some of these? So starting off with all sorts of favourites here, you've got the Shasta Daisy Leucanthemum to start with. Again, amazing plant here. That's going to grow to about 2 feet or so. You've got digitalis. This is digitalis Dalmatian. This will get up to a good sort of 2.5, 3 feet tall. You've got delphiniums over here as well. And then you've got all sorts of others. And we'll quickly run through some of these. This is Doronicum, a lovely little sort of low-growing one that'll get up to about a foot or so. Then you've got Echinacea purpurea, the cone flower. I just love these.
So vibrant.
Wonderful one thing. Great pollinator as well. The bees just love it. Then you've got Dianthus Rocking Red. That's another lovely one that's going to get to about 18 inches tall. And that's another shot of Dianthus Rocking Red. Then you've got...
We're doubling up today. You don't get the double arm. It is just the one lot of Dianthus.
Then you've got Geum. Geum's a wonderful plant here. Classic sort of Chelsea-type plant here. The designers love this sort of lovely sort of bright orange colour. That Geum there will get up to 18 inches to 2 feet tall. Then you've got Verbena bonariensis, one of the classic cottage garden perennials, and again used extensively by all the sort of designers all over the country. Then you've got Achillea. Again, good, real hardy perennial, spreads out and clumps up really well. That one there.
Good drought tolerance with
wonderful drought tolerance there. Then you've got salvias, the blue salvia. Again, it's one that's loved by pollinators. What else have we got? Verbena. Oh, you've got Verbena bonariensis again. There we are. Then we've got Coreopsis there, a wonderful bright yellow double flowers with those particular ones, Coreopsis.
And another Coreopsis. Of course there is.
And then again, a real cottage garden favourite there. You've got Aquilegia with all sorts of colours. This is mixed colours, and they're going to get to 18 inches tall. They're going to seed all over the place. They'll create extra plants from those seedlings each year as well, so they'll spread automatically. But each of these, totally hardy perennial, and they'll just clump up and get bigger and better each year.
So you're going to be, if that wasn't enough, you're going to be receiving these 72 plug plants. So they'll look something like this. Again, packaging's been designed to go straight through your letterbox. These will be waiting on the door, if you're not in, of course. Be waiting on the doormat, ready for when you get home. You can get potting up straight away. So really easy. Pete will talk you through what we're going to be doing once we get these home. Obviously, just if they are a little bit dry, then just give them a stand up in the trays, which have all been designed specifically for the plugs to make sure they get to you nice and safely. Just stand them in a little water, a little drink if they've dried out, and then what should we be doing next?
Then really, as soon as that, it's just getting them into the pots as quickly as you can. Again, as we said, 9 centimetre pots are the ideal sort of size to be putting them into. And really, plant 1 per pot here and then get them out into a nice sheltered area. These are hardy perennial plants. So again, these will survive the frosts. When they're this sort of small size, it's best to sort of protect them a bit if you can, but really get them growing on as quickly as possible. And then I always think with these sort of things, they're always best planted in borders in multiples of 3. So, plant them in a group of 3. And really, that's going to give you an amazing big clump of colour. But, pretty soon it really will. And they're just going to get bigger and better each year, these clumps as well.
I mean, we've seen all of the colour. As Peter was running through some of the varieties, arguably some were doubled up. But there was so much colour that we were seeing throughout that collection. It was absolutely incredible. And that's going to give you so much colour in your garden year after year. Really easy gardening as well. So perennial plants, they actually don't need a lot of maintenance once they're established. With mine, I just tend to give them a good chop back at the end of the season because some of them will die down. Well, all of these varieties will die down. Give them a chop back right down to the ground level. They'll then re-sprout again next year. You can obviously look at the individual care requirements if you do want to look up each individual variety, but a lot of them are pretty straightforward. Chop back to the end, chop back to the ground, and then they'll reshoot. You'll see all the green shoots coming up in the springtime all over again. So that's our 72 perennial collection for product code KF5249 for just £19.99. I honestly can't believe, because I mean, the price that you're already seeing is already really good, but the price that you're seeing in these YouTube's offerings are absolutely incredible. This one is proving to be popular again, so please do get in touch for ordering KF545249. 249. I will get that
I
right.
think the other thing to say about this collection as well is you've got a lovely long flowering period with this as well. Things like your digitalis and your sort of aquilegias are going to be flowering really early. That's going to be sort of early spring, but there's going to be all sorts of things that are flowering early summer, midsummer, and even moving on to the salvias and things like that. They're going to be flowering in the sort of late summer and into the autumn as well. So you've got a wonderful long flowering time. Huge, great big window of flower.
That's what we like. Bring lots of colour to the garden, gives you so much enjoyment. This will also attract lots of wildlife to the garden as well. So if you love bringing the wildlife into your garden, then absolutely, this is a great collection to bring all of that. Now, I cannot believe it because the next product that we move on to is sadly, our last and final product. But we are going to be doing more of these shows as we move throughout the months. You're going to be seeing more and more of these special offer shows. So please do join us. Make sure you're joining us. But we're unfortunately going to be moving on to our last product of the day, which is our Geranium Jackpot Mixed. And this, again, is one of our best-selling geraniums here at Thompson & Morgan. We're going to be bringing you 72 plug plants, and it's going to be down from £19.99, an offer price today of just £16.99. Your offer code is TMTV2, so just add that into your basket if it doesn't already bring your discount down. You can, when you go into the website, you can go to thompsonandmorgan.com/TMTV2, and that should give you all of the products that you're seeing throughout the show today. But alternatively, just hover up your smartphone, scan the QR code, and that'll take you directly to the website. You'll see everything in there, and your offer code should automatically apply. So, Peter, we've just been seeing all those amazing displays that you can create with Geranium Jackpot. Tell us a little bit about Geranium Jackpots.
Geranium Jackpot, again, upright, bushy geranium. And really, again, this is one of our best-selling varieties here. We've been selling this ever since we started dispatching plants. We improve the mix each year as well. We're mixing in new varieties, some of the new colours each year. So each year we improve on the mix here. The mix just gets better and better each year. This is Jackpot Mix. To say it's our best-selling bush geranium, and the colours are absolutely amazing here. They're great in the UK climate. Again, they bounce back very quickly from rain and that sort of thing, where some zonal geraniums can actually get spoiled. This is a great variety, got great weather tolerance. These are going to be flowering from late June, again, all the way through until the first of the frosts. And again, as we said earlier, geraniums, these zonal geraniums, one of the varieties that you can actually overwinter if you are clever enough and if you're green-fingered enough and you keep them inside in sort of frost-free conditions. But really, throughout the summer and into the autumn, it's going to give you wonderful colour.
And you're getting 72 plug plants with this. So if you want, those big border shots that we're seeing here, if you want those displays that scatter all the way throughout your border, you've got all those different colours that's in the mix, then go for the 72 plug plants. Again, with these ones, delivered straight through your letterbox if you're not at home, and then really easy to pot them up once you do get them home. Peter, just show us a little potting demo once you get them home.
Yeah, again, really, it really is so simple. You want these 9-centimetre pots, and really then it's literally just one of these plugs straight into the middle, just dib out a little hole there, and really you're planting one plug into each pot here. With these geraniums here, just watch out for those frosts. It's one of these things that you are going to have to try and sort of harden off gradually, make sure they don't get frosted. Put them in a nice warm condition. If you can put them on a kitchen windowsill, ideal. If you've got a greenhouse, even better. If not, put them in a nice sunny, sheltered position outside. And if you are expecting frost, just make sure you bring them in overnight. But this is going to give you amazing colour, and 72 plants, 72.
It's incredible.
It is going to give you a huge, great big display in your borders, or it's going to fill masses and masses of pots as well.
And for just £16.99, and if you are overwintering them and you're growing them on every single year, then actually you think about the value that you're getting here. I mean, it's down from £19.99, which is already a really, really good price, to £16.99. And the fact that you could have these coming back year after year if you do give them those frost protection. As Peter said, these are tried and trusted varieties. They will perform. I grow these ones in my garden. We don't introduce any plant to market without rigorously testing it, making sure that it's going to stand up to the British weather, because it doesn't always deliver good results to us. Sometimes we see a lot of rain. I know we've been teased with the sunshine lately, but it could quickly turn. So, but these geraniums will stand up. So if we do have the wind and the rain, these are tough. These will stand up in those summer months, and make sure that you have amazing displays throughout the summer. And that, unfortunately, is the end of the show. I've had great fun. It's been great. I mean, I even learn every single day in plants. There's always something new to learn. I learn a lot from Peter as well. So it's great to have that interaction. Thank you, everyone, as well, for getting in touch and sending us in your messages. Please do interact with us when we do these shows, and we'll do our best to answer your questions. We'll be back again shortly with lots more offers, so please do stay tuned. Big thank you to you, Peter, for bringing us all your knowledge and expertise.
Thank you. I can't believe an hour's gone already.
Absolutely. It just flies by when you're having fun. So big thank you, everyone, and we'll see you all again super soon.